Welcome. Welcome to Olawunmi Fajobi podcast. Today our topic will be distraction. Distraction. Before we continue, let us tell God thank you for all He has done, for the grace of being alive, and to also welcome our audience. Welcome back. Distraction. What does distraction mean? Distraction is a thing that prevents someone from concentrating on something else. Distraction is something that takes your attention away from something on which you should be focused on. Distraction is the process of diverting the attention of an individual or group from a desired area of focus and thereby blocking or diminishing the receipt of desired information. Distraction is caused by the lack of ability to pay attention. Distraction is caused by the lack of interest in the object of attention. Distraction is being attracted to something else other than the object of attention. A lot of us are distracted, and hence we find it hard to hold on to something tangible. For the business tycoon, we understand the waiting period, the period of continuous trial, the period of failures, but they understand one language: not giving up. They keep trying because they are convinced about the goal and objective. Distraction will come in place when we do not know what we want and we are not patient enough. Conviction plays a major role here. In order not to be distracted, we need to know what we want. This will lead me to my first question for the talk. What are the types of distraction we have? We have a lot, but I'm just going to speak on three. The first one is noise. Noise. Sounds, particularly those made by humans or those made by other humans, rank as number one distraction in the workplace. According to workplace design expert Alan Edge at Cornell, said 74% of workers say they face many instances of disturbance and distraction from noise, either machine noise or third-party disturbance. Both can cause distraction. The second type of distraction I'm going to talk about is smartphone and social media. Our smartphone and social media. I would just like to say that as good as social media is, it has caused more harm than good to people. People apparently see people doing well and they get distracted or start comparing. For example, someone who has come to sell water online, who is struggling to get 1 or 2 followers, who is struggling to get 1 or 2 likes, and lacks patience, would probably drop that business idea and decide to do what that other person is doing, thinking it will work for such an individual, forgetting the fact that that successful person that we want to emulate has also gone through the trial period, has also gone through the failure period, has also gone through the waiting period before succeeding. Let me tell you this, there is always a learning period which is required, but a lot of us, we want sharp results. We will say that this is the learning thing. We want to follow the trend, and before we know it, we are pushed out. Okay, let me just give you an assignment. If you have somebody, a rich person, maybe a capitalist, as a friend or as a mentor, please ask such an individual this question: Sir, ma, was it a smooth journey for you? How easy was it for you to succeed? I'm sure after your discussion with such an individual, you will tell God, thank you. Not to leave it, I would say our smartphone also has become an addictive that we take, just like those who take cocaine and tramadol. And hence, I would say we all are distracted. I pray the Lord will help all of us in Jesus' name. Amen. The third type will be lack of focus or not being convinced. Once you are not sure of what you want, you will definitely be jumping from pole to pole. And if you have limited resources, before you know it, your capital will finish. and you won't be able to do anything again. Distraction comes in all forms and from all directions, but the result is the same each time. Distraction takes us off course. It either prevents us from experiencing something God has for us, or puts us in the wrong position. Getting back on track from being spiritually distracted isn't difficult, but usually requires us to get intentional with our time and attention. I'm going to conclude by talking about 3 people in the Bible and linking it to how we can be sure we are on the right track. The first person I'm going to talk about is Samson. With all his power, with everything he had, he got distracted and he lost his power. David is the second person. He is a king. We will find in the Bible that there are a number of people that were distracted. David, because of the lust and sexuality, David was distracted. The last person I'm going to talk about in the Bible is Eve. In the Garden of Eden, everything was provided. The serpent was able to distract Eve when she was isolated. He lied to her and convinced her that what God really said wasn't true. She got distracted and made a mistake. See, in all I have said, the truth is there are noise everywhere. Noise doesn't really mean sound. Even our heart, if our heart is disturbed, if our heart is shaky, then there's a noise there. But the truth is, we just have to decide whether we would allow the noise, those noise to distract us, or we accept them as a form of challenge that we have to overcome. See, I saw a quote that says, if a man who is on a journey picks up a stone and throws at every bird that flies, such an individual will never get to his or her destiny. And for instance, if at all that person gets there, I am so sure more time would have been wasted. My brother, my sister, in all I have said today, this talk will not be complete if I do not tell you that we all need the Holy Spirit to help us. We all need Him to guide us. We all need Him to direct us. The world will throw the good and the bad at us, but the only source of our confirmation is God. We need God's direction in all we want to do, in all we are doing, so that we would not be distracted. Samson, David, and Eve got distracted because they left the presence of God. In that decision you want to make, maybe about your new relationship, maybe about your current relationship, maybe your business, maybe a travel trip and all, be rest assured that distraction will play itself out. But when you invite God, the Almighty, into it, I'm 100% sure you will overcome it. Let me leave you with this. Please try and be convinced at what you want to do and ensure you put God in it. I am so sure you will laugh last. Distraction plays itself out everywhere we find ourselves. In our place of work. For the married men, you see ladies. For those even not married, you see. Even ladies are now coming to the men. Distractions everywhere in the business world. And you will be told to do illegal things to make it in life. A lot of things, but I will tell you one thing. It says it is only God's riches that adds no sorrow to it. So my brother, my sister, that distraction you are facing, please don't lose faith. Don't go out of God's presence. Tell God to help you. And I'm sure He is ready to help you. I would say thank you for listening. I hope we all will invite God in that situation of ours, in that decision of ours that we want to take from today. And I'm so sure we will not regret inviting God in it. God bless us all for listening. Stay safe and have a great day. Shalom.